Goodness comes and evil goes. Kimunga Ukombozi, Kimunga Ukombozi, Kimunga Ukombozi, divine liberty, divine liberation, divine freedom, and all that will bring for African people wherever we happen to be on the face of this earth. Karibu, welcome. My name is Kwende, and today we're going to get into another important subject, and that subject is Omowale Malcolm X, hero of Imani faith. Now, from the very beginning, African people have always held or had faith in the ultimate divine, in the Creator Supreme, the supreme force of the sacred universe. That's always been there. Millennia after millennia, age after age, epoch after epoch. And that still is with the African, victoriously so. And African life, by extension, embodies that faith and expresses that faith in the faith that we have for ourselves. Now, the beginning of the year, which we've just embarked upon, begins on the 1st of January. And the 1st of January, though it concludes the observance of Kwanzaa, is the day of Imani, the day of faith. Of course, that is that's the 7th day. The principle of faith comes out of the Nguzo Saba, the 7 principles. So that 7th day, the 1st of January, is the conclusion of the Kwanzaa observance, but it's also the point at which the new annual cycle is ushered in. So we carry that notion of faith with us. We carry that thrust and substance of faith with us. Imani, our hero, the great and magnificent Omowale Malcolm X, carried faith with him, carried faith in him, and energized faith throughout the African world for mission ascension. So let us hear then, very briefly, in his own words, how faith was a part of his life during his physical lifespan, and how that was impactful, progressively so, in the hearts, minds, souls of Africans engaged in the mission for African liberty and African nationhood.
This is what you have to understand. As long as that strong spiritual power was in the movement, it gave the moral strength to the believer that would enable him to rise above all his negative tendencies. I know, because I went into the movement with more negative tendencies than anybody in the movement. And just faith in what I was taught what made it possible for me to stop doing anything that I was doing and everything that I was doing. And I saw thousands of brothers and sisters come in who were in the same condition. And whatever they were doing, they would stop it overnight.
The words then of the great and magnificent Omowale Malcolm X. Spiritual, because the African is spirit. The Africans are a spirit people. And holding that faith carried that transformative power, that transformative elevation, that transformative progression, that transformative uplift. It matters not how low we think we are because of others that have imposed themselves upon us with ill intent. That matters not because the hero of faith, exemplified by the great and mighty Omowale, is the same faith that we have in abundance for ourselves. So have faith. And the summary articulation of faith as it comes out of the Nguzo Saba is thus: to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our fight. Is Omowale Malcolm X a soul that believed in African people? Emphatically, yes. Is Omowale Malcolm X a believer in African teachers? Emphatically, yes. Is Omowale Malcolm X a believer in African leaders, African leadership? Emphatically, yes. Is Omowale Malcolm X a believer in the righteousness and victory of the African fight for liberty and nationhood? Again, emphatically, yes. And indeed, Omowale Malcolm X is of African people. Omowale Malcolm X is a parent. Omowale Malcolm X is a teacher. Omowale Malcolm X is a leader. Omowale Malcolm X is a soul missioning onward, eternally so, for the righteousness and victory of African people throughout the world. Omowale Malcolm X is indeed a man of Imani, a hero of Imani faith. So just a few words that one may consider to be food for thought. Kimunga Ukumbozi, Kimunga Ukumbozi, Kimunga Ukumbozi, divine liberty, divine liberation, divine freedom, and all that that will bring for African people wherever we happen to be on the face of this earth.
The sun who has returned home, for Africans back on top. The sun who has returned home, for Africans back on top. The sun who has returned home, for Africans back on top. The sun who has returned home, for Africans back on top.